Hello, my sweets! Today I want to do a quick tutorial on some eye makeup. I like to start with our cream foundation our cream eyeshadow, of course, because you know it's my favorite. This one is our Elegant. It is a nice, creamy, beigey, sparkly color. It's an amazing base. It's great. It works with every color. This is a great way to the cream shadows are great to use in conjunction with our pigments. We have 32 different pigments. They're mineral pigments, and when you use a mineral pigment, because it's so dry, to really get the extra oomph of color that you want, you've got to use a little bit of moisture with it. So we have our delightful rose water here, which works wonderful with the pigments. But the cream shadows also work as a great base and makes it slightly easier. So I'm just going to do a quick demo on what we can do. So I'm going to start with our Elegant cream eyeshadow, and since it's my base, I'm putting it everywhere because I also use it as my inner eye and my brow highlighter because it's just that nice creamy color. And then I'm just going to spread it all over. And yes, the brush is necessary. You can use the pigments with your fingers, but then every time you stick your finger into that pot, you're getting your natural oils and things into the makeup, which can eventually break it down and decrease its shelf life. It's always better to use a brush, and it's always better to keep your brushes clean. The cleaner the brush, the happier the face. The cleaner the brush, the happier the makeup. All right, so there's our nice base. So you can see that it's just a great creamy colored base. This is part of my 5-minute fancy face. If this is all you want to do, slap on some eyeliner, slap on some mascara, and you're done. If you want to see that tutorial, check out my fancy face video. All right, so we've got our base color. Today I'm going to do kind of a fiery eye because it involves my two favorite pigments. So we have 32 different pigments. This one is Gorgeous. It's a sparkly orange, and then Heartbroken, which is kind of a shimmery red color. They look so good together. So let me show you. So what you want to do is just tap a little into the lid so that you've got some to work with in the lid. And then get another brush. So this one's just a nice eyeshadow brush. I'm going to get a little on there. And I'm going to show you the difference between using it dry with the shadow, with the cream shadow. So then I'm just going to put this on my lid. Okay. So you can see it's just a nice dry little addition with our Gorgeous pigment. Once again, this is a nice orange color. Okay. So you can kind of see. Now I'm going to show you the rose water. So I just spritz the brush. And then once again, dip it into the lid where the pigment is. Your lid is your friend. All right. So if you really want the color to pop, you definitely need to add moisture. So you can see that this eye is slightly more shimmery, and this eye just has the color. So these are two different looks you can get depending on how you use the pigments. So we'll do this eye over here with the wet, and then we'll do this eye over here with the dry. So you can see kind of the difference. It's great too because if you just want a tiny bit of color, you can use the pigments dry. If you want it to pop, you can use the rose water. You can use our Glorious pigment, and you're going to get it's just a lot more. So it kind of depends on what you're going for and the look you want. So now I'm going to dust this Heartbroken into my crease. So I've got one of these crease brushes here. These ones are very like loosey-goosey. The bristles are very open and loose and free-flowing, like a hippie from the 60s. All right, and then I'm just going to dust it into the corners here. And you can do kind of, you know, a lot of people will tell you to do a V where you go up into the crease and then down along the lash line. This brush is too big to go along the lash line, and you're going to get too much kind of in that area, and that's not quite what I'm going for. So I'm just starting at the corner and dusting into the crease. And then you just kind of blend until you like it. It's really easy. The stuff, seriously, I think a lot of girls get intimidated by putting on eye makeup, and it's so easy. It's, you just, you know, trial and error. A lot of the times I just mess around and see what happens. And sometimes it looks like crap, honestly. Then I know not to mix those colors again or do that technique again. And that's just what you do. So I'm only going to show you the good stuff so you don't have to waste your time with the crap. All right, so this time I got my brush wet. Just a little wet with the rose water. And the Heartbroken is, since it's a darker pigment, even dry, it's going to show up pretty well. But then you can see wet that it really brings out the shimmer in the shimmery pigments. So we have 16 shimmer pigments and 16 matte. I always seem to go for the shimmer. I don't know. It's my favorite. All right. Let's see if we can... The coloring, it's not quite coming across. I think it's my lighting. It's only 11 o'clock in the morning, so the lighting coming through my window is not quite right. So it looks a little browner than it actually is. It's actually like a nice mauve-y, sparkly. It's a good color for the fire. Not coming across that well, but hopefully you can see that this eye's shimmerier, more shimmery, since I used the rose water with them. And then this eye's a little drier. All right. So now I'm just going to pop on some eyeliner. And today I'm going to use our eyeliner in Proper. This is one of my favorites. It's the dark brown. It's a great versatile liner. It looks good on pretty much everybody. It's great with all of the brown tones, the orange tones, the red tones. It's great with just the elegant cream shadow. It's great with the tenacious cream shadow. It actually looks good with dainty, although I think our prim eyeliner, which is slightly, it's like a lighter brown. It's a really nice light brown. I hate to call it mousy brown because that makes it sound bad, but it's a nice color. It's like a milk chocolate, I guess, and this is a dark chocolate. There we go. I'm just gonna slap on a little liner. All right. And once again, so you see, I kind of put a little extra liner on, but you can see that it's nice and thick and stuff. So now what you can do, if you really want, if you're trying to go for kind of a more smudgy look, is you just get a smudge brush, and then you can just smudge it into the lines. I have to dig through my brushes here. So the smudge brush is this guy, right? So he's, the bristles are a little stiffer, and it's kind of short, and then you just kind of smudge along the lash line. And that's just going to kind of smudge your line a little. Oops. Forgot to close Facebook. All right. So that just kind of smudges it up a bit so that it's not so bland. Okay. Now let's throw on some mascara and call it a day, huh? What do you think, ladies? Once again with this delightful Fiber Lash, which is my favorite mascara ever. So we're just gonna zigzag up the lashes, start down at the lash line, zigzag up, get a good coat. You want something for those fibers to stick to, so you want to make sure that you're putting a good coat on. And don't forget, one eye at a time. You don't want that gel to dry between coats. All right, zigzag those fibers up. So great. Okay. Locking them in. And then I like to just run a little down along my lower lash. And that's completely up to you. You can definitely use this you can use the fibers on your lower lashes. I prefer not to. It's my personal preference. You do what you want, girl. Or guy. I'm not discriminating. This mascara is amazing. Everyone should use it. All right. Once again, zigzag up. Get a good coat. The one thing that comes in really handy being ambidextrous is putting on mascara. I don't know how you girls do it when you have to cross your nose. Seems difficult. And a nice last coat of gel. All right. What do you think? Pretty good? I like it. It's a nice look. It was easy, not too hard to do. All right. So if you want these colors, once again, I used Elegant as my base, which is our Splurge Cream Eyeshadow. And then I put some Gorgeous on the bottom half, or on my lid on the outer half. And then I dusted in some Heartbroken, which is like a shimmery mauve. And then I put on our proper liner, which is a dark chocolate. And then I put on the Fiber Lash. So if you're looking for these colors, send me an email. Check out www.fiberlashfiesta.com. Let me know if you have any questions, anything else I can help you with. The pigments are $12.50 each. The cream eyeshadow is $26. There's some great collections and sets that have multiples for a better price, so definitely check out the collections and sets. And stay tuned. I'm going to put on one more coat of Fiber Lashes so you can see what it's like with 2 coats. Thanks for watching. All right, let's go to that second coat for all of you that are still sticking around. So when doing a second coat, I really like to put on my first coat and then grab my lash brush and do a little comb out. So now our lash brush, I wish the camera would focus on this and not me. Yeah, there you go. Well, anyways, you can see that those are metal tines, and I obviously need to clean them. So these are, it's a metal tined lash brush, lash fork, I guess. If I'm calling it tines, I suppose it's a fork, right? But it does a great job of just really getting in there. It's probably my favorite lash tool. Well, that's silly. It's kind of the only lash tool. It's one of my favorite makeup tools. It's really what I should say. Okay, so I just kind of comb it out so that that'll help separate the lashes when I go in for my second coat. I do the first couple combing down because it's easier to kind of get in there. And then otherwise I stick the tines at the base of my lashes and hold it there. And then I just kind of help to blink them through. So you can see even just combing them out. Can you see what a nice difference that makes? Okay. So now let's do the second coat. Once again, gel fiber gel, one eye at a time. Get a good coat from base to tip. All right. And brush those fibers on the tips. Get a little extra length in there. I've perfected my mascara face. I can now keep my mouth closed when I put on mascara. Okay, see the difference? 2 coats, 1 coat. Okay, now let's do the second coat on the second eye. Once again, starting with gel, brushing on a delightful coat. Okay. Fibers on the tips. You love how I just told you I can keep my mouth closed, and now I'm all like, ah. It's this whole trying to talk and put on makeup. Screws me up. Okay. So there's my second coat on that eye. It looks a little bit clumpy. I think I need to comb. Once again, Metal Lash comb to the rescue. Love it. And that will just help clean them up a bit, separate them, get your long, luscious lashes licked into shape. All right. There we have it. What do you think, girls? All right, so once again, Elegant Eyeshadow, Gorgeous Eye Pigment, Heartbroken Eye Pigment, Proper Eyeliner, 2 coats of Fiber Lash. Done, done, and done. Have a great day. Thanks for tuning in.